my 98 Camaro. It was originally a V6 automatic car. I picked up the car for $475 about like 2 years ago. Since then we put a 6-speed in it, 5.3 out of a 2000 Yukon. I picked it for $50. Right now it's just got it's still a stock block, stock crank, factory rod and piston motor, but we've kind of decided to get more competitive and try to go win some stick shift drag and drive classes. So the plan is to actually have the 6-liter at the shop right now. It's going to get fully forged bottom end with just billet caps. And we've already started off with the Rock RSM front tube kit that we've got to this point so far. We still are waiting for the turbo from Work Turbo to come in so we can get the proper fitting. And we have the windshield out because we intend on running an air-to-water intercooler brick from TIC. So we're going to have to probably notch this whole entire section out. But I'll show them over here what it looks like. So this is the plan. It's with the brick itself. It's pretty much as tall as a high ram, so it's going to need to be a lot of cutting there because the cowl would probably meet right here. So, and then at the water pump, we're going to custom build the water tank. And got some heads from Texas Speed that will bolt onto the 6L block that are taken to a 408. So those would be nice. And then picks up. So the whole plan for this car is to be budget. Like we know, I'm only 22. I'm a forklift mechanic, so I'm not making crazy money to throw in like all these other guys are. So everything I'm finding is used or budget or on sale. So these wheels got double beadlock, 15x10 billet specialties I picked up on Facebook Marketplace for half the price of what they were new. And so the plan is it still has the factory 10 bolt underneath the car, but we have an 8.8. We're gonna try to do a wishbone setup with, or what? Not a wishbone, but a 3-link wishbone setup, and get rid of the torque arm that the F bodies have. And obviously we're gonna need to build the whole cage ourselves, spec it out to 850 to start off with room to go to 25.5. Yeah, for now, first thing I'm gonna pull the motor apart, take the intake off, try to mock up that one with the LS3 heads because it has a different deck height on it. And so yeah, we'll cut back in when I have everything off, and we'll show how much we're gonna have to cut for the intake. There's the point I'm at now. Still have to clean up the cuts, obviously, but everything fits. And we still have this mounted backwards just for fitting reasoning, but I think we're gonna try to turn around and see if we can pull it forward a little more. Just by seeing there, we should be able to get another 3/4 of an inch out of it. But yeah, it looks pretty sick so far. Obviously gonna have to clear out some more to be able to access these rear brick fittings. But cutting that, I wish I did this beforehand because now you can get to the fuel rails easier than the traditional F-body cowl. So we'll clean it up, cut back in, and I'm gonna turn the intake around to see if flipping it back to the proper direction will bring it forward enough to make plenty of clearance. It's not touching anywhere. Time to get the cage done. We're gonna do it's gonna be certified for 850, but really close to a 25.5. Bit more of an update. Obviously not done cleaning it up all, or cleaning the cuts all up, but where we'll be starting at for now. Gonna weld, yeah, because I'm really gonna take out all this black line. I'll just kind of get the main chunks out. So we're gonna weld in a new cross member support bar, and then do the new frame rails from here backwards. Pretty much in the same location the original ones were, but a little bit beefier, and won't have the 50 layers of metal attached to it. And so the dream scenario is to have the 4-link adjustment bars adjustments right here, and then gonna weld some more support beams from side to side, and then because this is gonna be a drag and drive car, we're gonna want to beef up this rear section somehow, and then have the trailer hitch come out. Okay, so it's Saturday, September 28th, I think, and we're into sick week, so this is gonna be the goal. We're gonna try to get this car done before then. Can't turn it around.
Lord, I guess I went and broke their family tradition. They get on me, want to know, Hank, why do you drink? Hank, why do you roll smoke? Why must you live out the songs that you wrote over and over?
Got the 9-inch housing all cleaned up. Not cleaned up, just got the main brackets off. It's gonna get sandblasted to be really clean, but also the new 88mm turbo from Work Turbo came in. It's just a S480 BorgWarner housing, but he puts his billet wheel in and does a little bit more machining and counterbalancing to get it perfect. So now I'm gonna try to get these 4-link brackets to slide onto the rear end. I'm just doing a base. I only cut this out to 3 1/16, so the rear end is kind of weird. I didn't realize these hot rod rear ends went from 3 1/8 to a little square shape, so we're gonna have to figure that out. But I'm just gonna open these up for now and just get a mock-up set up, and then we'll see what it looks like in the car. There's kind of a rough idea what we're trying to do here. We got the subframe bar in. Obviously, you're gonna have to cut this out to fit the drive shaft, but we're gonna try to run a loop from here to here. And then this whole section will be cut out, but then it's going to be one piece from here all the way around here. So it'll also act like a drive shaft loop. But the cage, since the cage is supposed to land here, we're trying to make this the strongest part of the car, which means we're going to also mount the 4-link to it. Obviously, this bar isn't long enough, but we're going to get one and cut out the proper length to actually fit there. And then after that, we're going to try to get the new frame rails that run from this original frame rail point directly over the 4-link. Try to run down here and run to the front of this because we still need room for the cage that's going to fit here. And also the main goal is to try to run the shocks directly behind it. So right how I'm be going for on the 4-link. And even up the axle so far. So it's a little template cut out. Roughly, there we go. It's gonna go up to that bar. And then the top thing right there. This will be the frame rail. It was backing over. But here we're gonna have to change it a little bit because I want the frame rail to be completely horizontal or parallel with the rockers. And then yeah, so we'll bring that down a little bit more. But yeah, it kind of looks good. So that little notch right there will be where the cage comes in and connects. So we'll get these cut out in 10 gauge or 16 gauge plate and see what it looks like. And then go from there. Let's get a little bit of a better picture. Adjusted this frame rail drop so it actually lines up with the original point. And he still kept the same height to this and with the 3-inch gap between the bracket and the bottom of the frame rail. This is acting as the frame rail. And there's our link connections, and then frame rail, back. But that's how far we're gonna get the tire tucked up. And the goal is to mount the strut coilover right here, and it's between the tire and the frame rail, which will give us enough room for sure. Because this is the tire will be tucked in a little more than that, but it'll give us plenty of room to mount the shock there. We're also doing a flat plane so early just so we can, the main goal is to be able to mount the fuel cell flush with this, and then the air to water tank somewhere in this area. But we want to keep this whole area flat, or that's the goal. Okay. Another little update on the 4Lincoln setup in the Camaro. Got these plates cut out, or laser cut out, instead of the sketchy looking plasma cut. But these look super nice, so these will be easy to get more accurate measurements off of with. Here's a little how the front one's gonna look. Obviously with the frame rail running across the top of it. But yeah, I got this all welded in. Still tacked on the sides, obviously, but we went ahead and made this plate and decided to spot weld it because there's no point in spending the time to seam weld this small of gauge metal. So I went ahead and spot welded it, and we're just going to do some seam seal on the backside. That came out pretty nicely. That's a 2. We still have to come up with something here, which will just be a simple panel cover. We're going to have to shrink the metal here because it is binding up against the plate now. But yep, there's that update for tonight. Okay, finished this transmission cover or tunnel cover up today. Spot welded that one as well. Did a seam weld up here just because we're welding to a way thicker material. Obviously still have to go on the backside and seal it completely, but now we can start on the cage finally. Still have to cut out the roof more, but you can now get the cage started, get all the down bars, and then we're gonna have the dash fully removed now. So I'll still have to do some cutting up there and stuff. Still have to get the rear end sandblasted, which we'll be doing next weekend. Oh yeah, and there's the plate the frame rails are gonna tie into. Then we'll have to do a hole right there between these ones for the chute. But yep, that's where we're at right now. No, you can pause it and then been slacking on update videos, but finally think we have all the metal we need to remove from the car removed. This is the Rockstar Motorsports 25.5 high-end tight kit. So they recommend removing the roof, but we decided not to do so. So we've been fighting clearancing metal without removing the roof. But my plan is, we had to clearance a little more because my plan is to be able to rock the whole entire cage back to get to these joints up here, because those are virtually impossible the way it is now. Same with these ones, as well as the front dash bar. So we got all of that. Then also spent the time and got our frame rails somewhat cut out. We mocked up like that with the link bracket just like that, and the rough one right there. So we have, because this is gonna be a 4-link setup, so we have plenty of room between the axle and the frame rail, with plenty of room back here to do the fuel cell, water tank, and as well as the battery tray. But yep, there's an update for today. To continue, next step I'm gonna do is fully install the frame rails, and then wait till my Kirky seat gets in here so we can get the seat mounted up to put this back harness bar in, because it has to be 10 inches away from your head, and 6 inches away from your head, and the shoulder length from the crossbar to the top of your shoulder has to be a minimum of 6 as well. So that's it for tonight. And we'll bring another update in the next video. We got our new used TT6 or TR6060 level 5 from TIC. It's got the billet front plate, the billet forks, and some other goodies, but this would easily get me going in the Camaro, easily to the 8s no matter what. Okay, so we're finally pretty happy with the main frame of the roll cage. with gaps to the floor and everything, and roof spacing. It's all pretty equal. So now we started looking at the down bars to the frame rails, because the kit was originally meant to fit for stock floors, which we no longer have, obviously. So we had to cut them a little shorter and modify the crossbars as well. But the plan is to tack up all these bars to the main part of the roll cage and not the frame rails yet, so we can remove the frame rails and drop the whole roll cage down just to get to the top joints that are impossible without taking the roof off. So yeah, that's where we're at as of now. I'll do another update when some more progress happens. Okay, we have 98% of the bars in for the roll cage. Still missing the harness bar. The one we got in the kit was a little too short and sat all the way down here, which was way too far away from my shoulders for NHRA spec, or SFI, sorry. So once that tube comes in, we'll make this bar and we'll be completed, but I think it looks pretty sick. Obviously everything is just tacked together right now, but also this is just going to be only started to 850 for right now, but it will not take many bars to make it a 25.5. Oh, we're also missing the subframe connectors underneath that I have to do. And we got the kit to run the strut tower support through here, but with our time frame right now, it's just a lot of work to get done before sick week. So here we are for the night. Okay, so some more progress has been made. Frame rails, we're happy with they are. This is going to be the permanent spot. Got the 4-link brackets on the frame rails. The cage is done. We had to freaking cut this out and flip it just to clear the make the drive shaft clearance. But that's all in now. We still got to cover the floor more, but we also got to cover all this as well, so we got to figure that out. But also got the 9-inch all done. All the parts from Mosier came in. Got the late Ford ends put on. Got 35 spline axles with 5/8 wheel studs. Should be pretty bitchin'. And then also got the motor back from the machine shop. It's pretty stout. Got all the parts for this, so I'll be putting this together tomorrow. Got the crank back from Pete. The QuickTime bell housing came in for the TR6060. And then the dual Wilwood rear brake kit. We're doing the duals because I don't have it in the budget right now to run the slipper clutch, like a Mantic slipper clutch style that everyone else runs. So I'm going to try to... Yeah, my plan is just to be able to pull the handbrake, slip the clutch ever so slightly while on the two-step, and then launch from there instead of doing a traditional start. What I should be doing is a slipper clutch, but can't afford that right now, so we're going to try to work with that. Yep, with all said, should be a roller this weekend. Minus shocks. I have not ordered shocks yet. Really, the shocks and the ATI balancer are the only thing I'm missing for this car. So, okay, I got the motor all together. All that we're missing now is the ATI balancer. Some valve cover gaskets, the bolts and the O-rings for the valve covers, and then the O-rings for the coolant crossovers. Other than that, yeah, we got the injectors, got everything, so that should be good to go. Then we cut the car off the little support mounts we had. It's fully supporting itself. Frame mount's completely in, the whole roll cage is in. We got the 4-link brackets completely welded to the rear end. We got all the parts from Mosier in. We got the axles, the 33 spline. I said 35 spline in my last video, but you can't run 35 spline axles in a stock housing. And then we got the 5/8 studs with the dual brake kit. So we're just a drive shaft, air to water tank, and fuel cell away from having a running and driving car. And a hot and cold side. Okay, we got the car outside the garage. It's finally in roller now. We got the motor and transmission pull out of it this morning. This transmission is going to go in the Caprice. This motor will go in the Datsun, along with this 8.8. But yeah, this car's getting a TKX, so that's why it won't be getting the C56. And then got the car's roller, the full roll cage is in, axles in. We got these wooden blocks acting as the spacer for the coilovers. Because this is the true ride height we want. It's obviously going to lift and squat more with the load and going around the track, but And I'm gonna make these door hinges to where they're actually just slots, so I'll actually be able to open the door and remove it very easily. But yep, we gotta figure out how to cover the whole entire floor, so that'd be fun. Okay, just a little update from the last video. For future reference, I bought a tube K member from Trick Chassis with the manual steering rack, so this whole setup will be gone. We cut the cowl back a crap ton. This is where the original windshield sits. Once we cut it back, we probably cut it back 3.5 inches. So maintenance will be super easy. Plus, we're getting a Sunco hood that covers the cowl as well, so it'll come up to here, probably go up to here, and then across. And we're doing a plastic windshield. We're obviously not keeping this windshield because it's just beat the crap. So we're doing one of the Optic Armors. But unfortunately, we've decided that we are not going to be able to finish the Camaro before sick week. We'd have to quit both of our jobs because there's a ton of stuff to get done in 20 days. We have nothing covered in the car. We have no computer in the car. We have no motor in the car. We have no transmission in the car. We've never had in there before. So the plan is to take the truck. The truck's got a new turbo on it. It's got new third gear clutches. It's no longer eating the pump. It's got a pump saver in there. We're taking on the dyno tomorrow to get it ready. We're not going to do any serious power pulls. We're trying to see if everything's sound, because we're getting a weird miss of like a 3200 RPM range. But put them down tomorrow. If it makes anything around 900 to 950 horsepower, it's a guaranteed 9.5 to 9.6 for all of sick week. So that's what we're really shooting for. So we'll see you tomorrow, and I'll update you all in the next video. And with the sick rig thrash, the Camaro's been put to the side for the last 2 months to get the truck together. So the Camaro just been kind of doing miscellaneous stuff here and there. Got the cowl done. Obviously not done. We're gonna do some nice bond over there, and I can clean it up and make it all show car-y. But cover that all up, and now clears the cowl. We can, just for reference, this is how much further back it is than the original. We just cut this windshield for temporarily. I'm gonna get an Optic Armor and glue it in so it still looks original. I don't want to do the Zeus or this bolt through yet, just to keep it more street car looking. That all looks pretty good. This is gonna get the air to water brake pit back on it, but we just had the high ram on it just to see for reference. But the high ram's even taller, so it'll 100% clear. Make the F-body way more enjoyable to work on instead of having the cowl come all the way. Originally, it came all the way out here. Made it very unenjoyable. But we got the manual brakes, and all the stuff from Trick Chassis came in. Doing the front Viking Crusaders on the front. Single adjustable. Got the manual rack. Have his, or the Trick Chassis tubular K-member. Got the tubular A-arms from Trick Chassis. Those will be thrown on. So this is just going to be a 275 spring to start off with. I'm going to run the original spindle for now, and most likely the original brakes just for time and budget reasons. The plan is to get everything mocked up, fit it up, and then pull everything back out, and then actually paint the entire engine bay. I'm just going to paint it white again, because that's the plan for the future repaint on the car is white. Then we got the transmission in there just to see how much more of the floor we're going to cut out. And ordered the slip yoke so we can get that drive shaft ordered. Also went ahead and got the standoffs for the shock location, or shock mounts. So we'll be able to fit those up this week as well. We're running the Big Gun X AFCOs with 110-pound spring. These are 14-inch springs with a 7-inch stroke. So I'm going to do 2 compression, 5 lift. So that's the update on the Camaro. Gotta get the wheel tubs done. That's the next step. Still have to clean a bunch up, but that is all for now. Okay, so I made a little more progress on the Camaro this weekend. Haven't attempted to pull up a bolt out on the truck balancer yet. I'm gonna do that tomorrow after work. But and actually, I don't really know if you'd call it progress, to be honest, because Got the drive shaft, haven't showed y'all that yet. 1350 U-joints all the way around. We really cut out the #1 bar again because it was just a funky shape. We've been playing with the travel, and full compressed it was like 4 inches away, so that piece we had right there was just obnoxiously tall. So we're gonna get that out, make it symmetrical, make it a little shorter. Cut the rest of the tunnel out because I'm gonna just make a one sheet, make it all flush all the way back. Mocked up the trick chassis K-members. Don't know why I said K-members, I meant the lower A-arms and then the Viking coilovers. From here I want to make it a 4-wheel drive car, but also mock the turbo up where we're going to put it. And then the exhaust leading up. That last few a little short, but yeah, this is where the turbo we plan to go. Since this car will be air to water and have that brick that's currently on the truck right now, we're just going to run a simple boom, boom of intercooler, or charge pipe, sorry. Gonna do the dual blow-off valves on each side, or probably connecting next to each other. And I was gonna run one big wastegate that I have right there, but we decided to run dual Hypergate 45s off each side, so we're just gonna run them sort of like this, just for rough reference. And some more news. Got Sisters Datsun in here. Got the LS motor fitted up. Got the T56 strapped into it. Oddly enough, on the Datsun, the F-body shifter location comes down the exact same spot, which is pretty lucky. But this motor looks like it was meant for the car. Fits in there nicely. It'll be nice and tucked back over the front K-member. Some more brief updates on the Camaro. Came up with a design for the parachute / trailer hitch mount. Got the hole cut out for it. We plan to this is the bar that's going to stay there. We're going to have another smaller diameter bar that runs through there that'll connect to the actual trailer hitch ball and the chute itself. Just have a pin right here, weld this bar down between these two frame rails, and connect it to there, and also plate it just to reinforce it a little bit more. Also clearanced more metal for the wheel tubs. I think we found the exact ride height we want. Not ride height, sorry, I wish. This looks sick, but this will be full compressed. Look pretty dope. Be almost laying frame. But with what we've already designed, that'll have to be full compression and it won't be able to be our ride height, unfortunately. But we've came up with the shock mounts. We're still waiting on some parts for the lower one, but this is our idea for the top. The plan is to have the tub come and cover this all the way to the frame rail, so when we're at the drag and drive ready for the street drives, we can go ahead and pop the tire off and go ahead and throw the air shocks on. Easy peasy. And we also ordered some of these. We got these cut out from Senkunt Send. This is how we're gonna mount all the aluminum panels to this frame rail. Plan is to tack it probably a 1/4 inch down, then run the sheet on top with rivets. So we also, for the 3rd time, cut out this middle piece right here because we were trying to match the original Camaro floor, which is all like cattywampus, and it looked stupid. So we cut that back out and replaced it with a symmetrical piece. Looks a lot better. Drive shaft will clear fully raised and all the way down, so we're good to go there. Haven't done much to the front yet. Just doing metal work in the back. Actually, we got the second wastegate in because we plan to run duals. It'll have the duals coming off right here on each side. And then these two pieces will not conjoin yet, but they'll come really close to each other, and like right about this point, they'll conjoin into this T6 flange we got from Parker Speed. Pretty sick piece. Those will go in there. These are nice and round, so you don't have to do too much work to the pieces to fit in there properly. Got the 4-inch Marmon flange, and got this, for the cold side, got the 3.5-inch to 3-inch reducer. Also plan to run the dual blow-off valves, either boom, boom, or like one on this side and one on the other, or both underneath, don't know yet. And I don't even know they made these, but I got this sweet little Motion Raceworks 4-inch, like the 102 millimeter to 3-inch reducer deal here with the triple flexible clamp. This thing's pretty sweet, so I'll be cutting this flange off on the nice fast intake to weld this one on because it just is not going to work. So we'll bring more updates when more progress happens. So that's it for now. It kind of sucked this weekend, but got the wheel tubs not completely finished at all, but got a somewhat of a shape there. Fit pretty nicely. Clear for days. It's been about a week or so since I made a video. Doesn't look like we got much done, but we are fully ready for the tubs. We just need to tack it to the car itself and make a little spacer plate. There's the driver's side. Actually, this one's the driver's side. Made them clearance the down bars there. So a rough idea of the little spacer panel we're going to do, because that will go from the inside of the frame rail to the outside of there will go to right here on this lip. And we're going to double layer those to spot weld them up to this point right here on the original part of the car. We also got a rough trans tunnel here. Fits pretty good. We just gotta clearance out more of the car underneath it to finally get this to fit properly. Obviously I need to cut the front out more, but also got the harness bar in and the diagonals, so it'll fully, the cage is completely done now. It's another quick little video to show it finally came in. We went with the 4.5 Sunoco look. This thing looks sick! This thing looks so dope. Dream car slowly coming together. Okay, no idea how we thought we were making Sick Week. That was just unrealistic. I think we have about, it's May 31st, so we have about exactly 2 months till Mega Week. But we're finally starting to make some progress on the back half. Looks pretty sick. Maybe next build will be a 4-wheel drive. 4x4 F-body. Yeah, I made some progress. I'm not sure if I showed this in the last video. Got the tunnel halfway in. Because I say we need to remove the transmission before I actually finish this part up. I don't need to fill the bougie expensive transmission I bought with metal shavings. But I got the tubs in 100%. I haven't caulked and sealed it. Just tack welded it temporarily. The upper shock mount in there. They'll tuck all the way and clear. Started working on the parachute / trailer hitch mount. That ain't going nowhere. It's solid. Finally looking at the car. The tubs are solid. Not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. Won't hit those because they're not tacked in yet, but finally can start making some flooring. We're gonna get the drawings or the drawing cut out for the gas tank this week, so we can cut out a cardboard and mock it up here. Plan is, since it's a hatch car, so the gas tank would theoretically be in the cab, we're gonna run it underneath the floor here, so we won't have to be sealed off with a separate panel, like most F-bodies usually run. And then we'll have our battery will sit right here, all nice and tucked. And then since this car will be have air on it, controlled air versus CO2 boost control, so this tank will sit nicely up there. Battery on this side with the kill switch coming out of here with the tube positive and negative post for jumping, miscellaneous stuff. So there's that. Handbrake came in. Not sure where I want to mount this yet because I need the seat mounted first, but rough idea like that. Just pulled in while staging. Who knows how that's gonna work? I've never even driven a stick shift car on a sticky track actually. So this is gonna be a lot of driver mod that needs to be learned on this car. And showed in the last video the 6 Sunoco hood, or Sunoco style, sorry. It's actually a VFN, but nice and clears. This is the intake we'll be running on the car. We'll have the air to water set up from TIC with the low ram, but virtually the same height. Got like a inch of clearance on top of the throttle body, which is plenty. Yep, that's it for now. Oops. Also got this Mishimoto 5-gallon air to water tank. Pretty slick. It It was so cheap, it was worth getting this versus Bill Known. It kind of just would have broken even, so this thing will be slick. We do still have to do the link bar to keep it centered. We don't know if we're going to do a triangulated to the center there or just a single from here to that shock mount area, lower all the way to the front to keep it centered. And then a sway bar. We don't know if we're going to... I don't know. I cannot speak anymore. Jeez. But I don't know if we want to do the sway bar up here through the floor, which would look sick, which would be a little bit more work, but it'd probably be worth in the long run. But with 2 months to go, we're kind of deciding how much we want to really not put forth effort. I don't want to half-ass anything, but it's a race car. We're not really trying to make SEMA this year or anything, so just gonna make it easy to work on and not let smoke get in the cab while doing burnouts. That's the main goal. Okay, it is April 14th. We have exactly 47 days until May 31st to get the car ready. But a little bit more progress has been made. The firewall and engine bay-ish is all done. It's the final paint color we went with. I don't really know. We must have been drunk when we made this decision because it's not really white at all. We didn't really want to do too white because the outside of the car is still going to have all those awesome grease stains that it has on the outside. So it would have looked weird to the engine bay to be way cleaner on the outside. So we went ahead and went with a 50 Mercury white. Doesn't look too bad. It'll look cool with all the nice shiny parts. There's the 50 Mercury. Kind of just copied it. This also came in today, the sweet money shifter from TIG Performance for the Terra CT60. So this one is the money shifter. So you've also seen those Honda videos where they are going 1, 2, 3, and then back to 2, and they do the endo and almost flip the car over. So this, once you're out of second gear, you can go to 1, 2, and once you're in third, you can't go back to the first or second without pulling this lever. So it eliminates the factor of being able to go from 2, 3, back to 2. That won't be a thing anymore. Not that I've ever driven the car, ran into that, but it'd just be a good thing to avoid to start off with. Another really exciting thing, me and a couple other buddies that do the drag drive stuff got our car started this weekend. So the car's not done, but it's got the sticker, so first time we'll ever be fully document ready for an event. Also ordered the big bad Black Magic clutch today too, so that'd be exciting. We've been blessed with Good Friday off, so time to do a motor swap. I'm sure this is a normal thing many people do, but this motor, the 4-way block with the nice internals and the billet main caps, and the air-to-water setup intake, besides the front accessories, the block and the intake, and this turbo, are the Camaros. This 5.3 or 5.7 block with this air-to-air intake is the trucks. So we got to pull all the air-to-water off the truck in the 408 to swap back to 5.7 in, and then the air-to-air with the Treadstone big intercooler on the front. Since we are finally at the point to throw the final motor in and get it all set up for exhaust, brake line clearance, and that's really it. We have the drive shaft, we have the clutch on the way, so there we go. I wish. It's April 19th. First day of Mega Week is May 31st. We're kind of at the point now to we're actually starting to assemble all the fun, pretty nice parts that people actually have an interest in. So we decided to start a YouTube channel while we're at it. And we got many other builds here. We got the Nova we're going to touch. We got the Mercury we're going to play with. The 63 just needs paint. We'll also start making videos about that. The Datsun is going to be an LS T56 swap car with a single turbo. It's like single 75, 76, nothing too crazy. That's my sister's car. We're waiting to finish up this car before we even start that one. We also got the 64 back there, but yeah, just a little taste of what we'll see on the channel. Metal work on the Camaro, finally done, besides the floor at least. We have to tack the gas tank together, which is right. So right here's the gas tank. Here's all the pieces we have. It's a 15.5 gallon cell. Doing that currently. We are doing the handbrake mount just to finish up the brake lines completely, so we can move on to the next step. I don't know why the steering wheel looks so big, but it's a rough idea of the driving compartment. Don't know how I'm gonna do everything at once. Never done it before in my life, but looks cool. Handbrake there, routed all the way through the back to the floor. Up under there. We still have to finish mounting it. Obviously, we mounted the firewall. I'll show that in a second. But yeah, this is the driver's, or sorry, the main brake system from the main master cylinder on the front of the firewall, and this will be coming from there, underneath there, through the tunnel to this single master cylinder that the handbrake has itself. And I haven't showed it yet, but we have the dual calipers on the rear of the car, so they will be completely two different systems. We won't be running the handbrake through the brake line system, so we should get, or we'll be able to adjust the brake pressure to actually really work with the slipper clutch, so that'd be cool. And then got the money shifter in, not bolted down because I still have the clearance a little bit more for the tunnel and boot. That'd be sick. Plenty of room. Not going to interfere at all. Still have time to do this. And this is, it's obviously not a drift car, so this the only time I'll be pulling this thing is when I'm launching. So, but yep. Pedals feel good. The seat's in a perfect position. This isn't the steering wheel I'm using. The one I'm using is a flat face, so it'll be an inch and a half, inch and 3/4 further forward. I have nice buttons here, so gotta somehow figure out how to get the dashboard in and wire the whole car. So made some good progress. Had to go pick up a Model A today, so got 3 to 4 hours in the way, but still got some good stuff done. Motoring. Got the intake for the car back in. The air to water. Got all of our brake lines done. All mounted underneath the car. This one goes back to the other side. We also got the Mofo handbrake in. It's pretty sick. I mean, nice and sturdy. Got the money shifter in. We have to take that back out multiple times because I need to get, or once the Blackmagic clutch gets here, I'm going to take all this stuff out and put it in. Got the brake lines done. Got the link bar done. Got the sway bar done. So all we got to do tomorrow is weld this thing out completely and then prep it for paint. And then should look pretty good. Yeah, the interior looks sick with the covers that are actually on it and the black carpet. It won't look all this raw stuff. And the dashboard, obviously. Okay, it's finally starting to look like a car. Haven't done any wiring or anything, but I'm getting everything mounted up for the AN lines. Got the Clearview filter for the oil pan. It's running 90s down here and back to where the oil filter is originally. And then got the catch can mounted. Got the air to water bulkhead. Got the wiring harness bulkhead. And yeah, I'm still waiting on a bunch more fittings that are gonna be in tomorrow, so I'll be able to actually decide where to put everything. And I think I already showed that yesterday, but the handbrake and the shifter are in. And the brake lines all the way to the rear are officially mounted. So is the handbrake brake line. All the axle tabs are welded now. Completely. So we just need to figure out what we're going to do here. Okay, it's been a while since we've updated TikTok. Got all the lights working, obviously. Got all the wiring in for that. Got the bumper put back on. Got this panel put back on. We got the kill switch in. It kills the whole car. Everything's off. Ignition's still on, so it should turn back on like that. We're gonna run the air to water lines on this side of the car all the way up to the firewall. Right there, you can see the bulkhead. Gas tank is welded together. It's not in the car yet, obviously. We're waiting on brackets to come in from the Laser Bros. Painted the whole back half of the car. Haven't showed that. Got all the suspension pieces done. Got the shock mounts done. Actually, no, we're waiting for the lower shock mount to come in from Laser Bros too. Got all the brake lines done. All tightened. Trunks and the lights burnt out on this side, but got the dashing, got the switch panel all working. This powers the air tank. Handbrake is in. Not tight yet because I need to put the carpet in and pull that one more time. Did the Zeus connector or Deutsch connectors for the sorry, I can't speak. For the 2-step button on the steering wheel, so that'll be nice and handy. Another thing we did was I pinned the wiring or pinned the headlight taillight harness to the Pro Dash itself, so it'll actually show when the turn signals are on and off. Right. The horn works. We just haven't grounded it or actually fully connected in the front. Got this. It also shows when the high beams are on. It's pretty slick. I'm also going to show we have the fuel level sensor hooked up. It's not done back here, obviously, since the tank isn't in. Did all the wiring through there. Got one of these MST high current relays. Pretty slick. So I'm going to... You did the main power through there, and then we're going to power each fuel pump. We're running the 3 of the 525 Hellcat pumps. A little overkill, but should be able to do whatever pressure we wish for. Also got the narrower tires put on these wheels, so hopefully it'll look a little better because these still have the original F-body offset, which I hate. It sticks too far outside of the car, so I'll get my dream RC comps one day, but not yet. Got the front end on. I don't think there's any other F-body out there with a more sturdy front bumper. I don't know, put money on that. Tack this on. We need to get the argon gas filled, so we weren't able to weld it out completely. But this 4 to 3 inch Motion Racerworks reducer, because the turbo will be like right here, so just go straight to there. Got 95% of the AN fittings done. Just go down to the original oil filter spot for the Clearview filter. Got a wiring mess here. I'm waiting for some Rife sensor bulkheads to get rid of all this stuff and run the dome pressure sensor, both MAC valves, and then I'm also got another one that'll read the map, dome pressure, and boost reference. There we go. A little bit of a cluster down here. This is the feed side, so we'll be feeding from the back and returning from the front. I can flip that if I want just by switching out these guys here on the bulkhead. And got the main ground, got the race wire stuff in there. Still got to get rid of this stuff. We haven't decided yet if we want to keep it or not, but I don't think we will. Yep, it's everything as of now. Gonna pull the truck in here Tuesday this week to start pulling that motor out. Just has the motor mount bolts and 2 bell housing bolts. Once we do that, pull this guy out, pull everything off of it, throw the 6.6 back in here, and then take this 5.7 and put it back in the truck and get that thing running as soon as possible to get this Datsun back in here, since the truck's giant. It comes all the way up to here and kind of eats up a bunch of room. We're going to thrash on the truck, get that running in hopefully 2 days, and push it back out. Then put the Datsun back in here. But that is the plan as of now. This bad boy also came in, the Black Magic Defiant long style clutch, or slipper clutch as some people call it. This thing will be sweet. It sucks the first drive when this thing would be 100-mile drive up to Oklahoma, but all the weights it comes with. This will be interesting because this is way out of my league. I've never done anything like this. The same clutch Nick Coleman, the world record truck or stick shift vehicle, was running, so no excuses here. It's all on me if the car sucks, so this is pretty sweet. Can't wait to get this thing in the car. There's little adjustments there. There's where you put the weights. Nice little billet flywheel. Thing is sweet. A little bit of an update. Got the truck all back together with the 5.7 for my sister. She'll be driving this in race week, or mega week it is this year. The Caprice just needs a wash and some drag rails put on to be ready for my dad's buddy. So these 2 cars are pretty much done besides a wash. The Camaro, we've started the turbo kit. Got most of the hot side done. We're running dual wastegates, so we'll obviously need to still do the wastegates. Got the radiator all in. Can't take it rocks up like this and you pull it straight out, but can't do that right now with the turbo there. Just ordered some 4-inch tubing yesterday from Summit, waiting for that to get in, and the downpipe will come down there, right out here to the front fender, and I'm gonna try to get the wastegate to come out here as well. Yeah, since we're running duals, want the other wastegate to come out here, but just the wastegate, no exhaust. But for the street exhaust, I'm gonna also have a hole here, but there will be an empty hole there for race mode. But for street mode, we're gonna have a 4-inch exhaust loop back underneath, right here between the radiator and the motor, which really doesn't make that much sense now I'm thinking about it. But it'll be the quieter exhaust, the muffler, like right here to here, probably a diesel muffler again, just straight out the side with the wastegate there. Yep. Pretty much got most of it. It's falling. Got most of the interior in. Could turn the car on now, but I'm not sure if the wire is grounded out or not, so I'm not going to. But all the power works, all the headlights work, taillights work. We're gonna start throwing the interior in this weekend. Gas tank's all welded down and done. We've done the leak test. It doesn't leak anymore. Or actually, it didn't the first time. It doesn't leak. Got the kill switch done. We're decided to push the parachute back with our time frame. We're not gonna really be able to do that right now. We might be able to, but my main goal is to get the Blackmagic clutch dialed in, so I can actually run a number instead of just having a sloppy mess car that has a parachute on it but runs like complete crap. So parachute's not the priority. That'll come afterwards. But yep, that's the update for now. Also, it's still rough. I haven't cut anything to length yet or shortened it up. So we're probably gonna rock a Mega Week like this with bare wires, and then I'm gonna come back and actually neaten everything up and cut it down. We're trying to get it running. So I've got the RIFE sensors in. This is to control the dome, the map sensor, and the CO2 control, or not control, pressure. This was going to be the shock sensors, the 2 front shock sensors, and this is the flex fuel. But since we're on a time crunch, we're not going to run the shock sensors right now, so that'll be a thing we do afterwards. Still got to wire up the, what you even call it, the auxiliary water pump, and then the fans, and then we should be completely done with wiring. Very thankful for the 3-day weekend. We've been thrashing until 2 a.m. pretty much every night. Waking up at 8, starting. We have to drive this car up to Oklahoma Friday. May not look believable, but we got a lot of progress done. The whole rear of the car is done, actually. So while we complete, the parachute mount's done. Parachute cables, I need to cut the length still because I'm waiting on a bracket for that. The air hose for that, push it off. Got the field system done. It'll be there all blocked off. Fill right there. Sucked. We probably spent 4 hours bleeding these damn brakes, and they're still not done. We had to give up because it was like 2:30 last night. Got the exhaust done, and we're gonna make the turbo mount today, and then got this alternator bracket done. So got the whole front suspension done too. the car done. Looking like we're gonna make it. Okay, I'm gonna put it in gear. Watch the back. If you turn one of the fans off, watch the back. Like the axle.
It's fun. It's fun.
There, we got everything. The fan's going, the water pump's running. You got super good oil pressure, 67 psi idle. Got the water pump's fans working here. You're getting 13 volts, alternators working. You got these pumps running for the air to water. You got the onboard air for boost control and CO2.